Welcome to the Must Hear See podcast on YouTube, baby. It's the Format with your boy, Matt motherfucking Jackson, boy. We got some exciting things to talk about. As you can see, the picture of the video here, you see this creepy bunny rabbit, right? Rabbit, whatever it says, feed your head. Anyway, so I cannot remember the artist that made this, but this is the artist that came up with as helping Bray Wyatt or something like that, because this is going to be Bray Wyatt's return. I'm going ahead and telling y'all that right now. We're getting off the gate. I know maybe I should have waited to say that towards the end, but anyway, go like and subscribe. This is the Formatt Podcast on the Wrestling Mats. Whatever you want to call it. My mind went boom. I don't even know where I was at there, right there. I mean, on the Wrestling Mats Network. How about that? That's where I was going with that. Okay, so it's the Format on the Wrestling Mats Network. Okay, so anyway, so we've got I'm excited about this because there's so many things being going around and being said and all this other stuff about this White Rabbit thing. White Rabbit this, White Rabbit that. They're playing the White Rabbit song from Jefferson's Airplane after all these Raws and SmackDowns, and everybody's kind of like, everybody's just like, oh shoot, this has got to be like Bray Wyatt. It's got to be this and that. Okay, well, I'm obviously thinking it's Bray Wyatt because I've been trying to say this in a lot of these podcasts that Bray Wyatt's going to come back eventually, but we just don't know how and when and where, or you know, whatever. Because I know that I don't think it's going to be like the same. It's going to be different. Something's going to be different about Bray Wyatt when he returns, is all I'm saying. Something's got to be different. I know Wyndham. I know how he works. I know how his mind works from the gist that I've gotten from just listening to his interviews and just getting to know him through the TV or through, other outlets. Of course, I don't know him in real life, but that would be great to know him in real life. I'll tell you that much right now. He'd probably be my favorite person to ever want to meet. Other than like CM Punk or something like that. But anyway, so Bray Wyatt's a very interesting person. He he's very deep too, very deep. He definitely didn't get that from his father. No, I don't know. He got that from Waylon Mercy, I guess. But anyway, so like, I don't know. There's a lot of hints and stuff. And now there's like this picture going around with this big pink bunny rabbit, like huge in Italy. And the way it looks is that's a real image. It looks like a real image. I'm pretty sure it's a real image. I'm not sure, but like, there's a lot going on with this White Rabbit thing. Now, let's go back in time. Let's go back in time real quick while it's on my head. Let's, on your head. Feed your head. Anyway, so while it's on my head, while I'm feeding my head, let's take it back to Lucha Underground real quick. Let's take it back to Lucha Underground real quick while it's on my head. Lucha Underground. The White Rabbit was Karrion Kross, also known as Killer Kross. And this is Lucha Underground. This was years ago, okay? So years ago, there was this, literally, Killer Kross was the White Rabbit, okay? They called him the White Rabbit. They called him the Rabbit or whatever. And that was him, okay? So it could be him, but I'm also thinking that it's going to be Bray Wyatt, Karrion Kross, and who else did I have in mind? Well, of course, Alexa Bliss. But there was somebody else that I had in my head that could be. Okay, so and here's another thing. So we took it back to Karrion Kross being in the Lucha Underground. Well, let's think about this. Everybody's saying that on the Hangman game with the URL that took you, or whatever it was, the scanning thing, takes you to this game where it's a Hangman game, right? So when you did the Hangman thing, it comes out being the word demon. I get people saying, oh, it's Finn Balor, because he's the demon. I get that. I totally freaking get that. But think about this. Excuse me. Think about this. Look up the word fiend. Like, look it up. Look up the word fiend. It will say demon. It will say demon. Look it up. I promise you. Look up the word fiend. It's going to say the word demon. That is one of the meanings of fiend. It means demon. So it's the demon Bray Wyatt, essentially. And then we got the demon Finn Balor. So obviously they're two demons, right? We also have Kane. Kane's a demon. Kane's about to do an indie show. Where was it? Ohio? Or it was somewhere. I can't remember where it was at. But it's coming up. and he's going to be on that. So I don't know if that has any connections to it or not, but there's so many dang weird rumors going around what the White Rabbit is. I just think it's going to be a combination of a couple people probably. Now this image right here, this is made for Bray Wyatt. Okay, this is Bray Wyatt's artist. So that was made for Bray Wyatt. That's not Bray Wyatt's hand in the picture. Too skinny to be his hand, obviously. And the man's too slim. I don't know. It could be him. Who knows? Or that could be somebody else, and Bray Wyatt's going to stay being Bray Wyatt. So maybe he isn't the rabbit itself, but maybe he's going to come with the rabbit. And I'm also thinking about Rambling Rabbit. I think nobody's forgotten about Rambling Rabbit at all. No one's forgotten about it. But, so, I really don't know what to think about this, but I'm loving it. It's very compelling, like Days Wrestling said, or Wrestling Days, sorry about that. So Wrestling Days has said it. C Wrestling said some good things about it. Like and some who else? Cultaholic. All these podcasts out here that are talking about it. Jim Cornette's talking about it as well. And a shout out to Jim Cornette. You're the man. I know you'll never hear this, but just letting you know that you're the man. I'll listen to your podcast every freaking night almost. I go to sleep with Jim Cornette's podcast in my ear. But either way, and thanks Jim Cornette for helping me because you influenced me to do podcasts. So anyway, all this White Rabbit stuff, it's getting me intrigued. I'm very excited about it. I can't wait till it's revealed. But this slow process is also really good because it's a slow process and it's building up for something that's you never know what it's gonna be. So it's kind of crazy, right? But let me tell you this. Okay, so I have I do my own music, and it's called Lord Atheist, and I have my own music. Well, 10 months ago. Literally 10 months ago, I put out a song called Rabbit Hole Called Life. And if you go back, and I'm definitely going to put the link in the description. So if you go and look in the description of this video, you'll see some links to me using the White Rabbit thing. Now, I'm not saying it's Lord Atheist, of course. I'm not debuting on Raw or SmackDown or anything like that, but it would be cool, but it's not going to happen. But anyway, I think it's kind of crazy that 10 months ago, I put out this Rabbit Hole Called Life, but the song itself, Rabbit Hole Called Life, I actually wrote that probably in high school or something like that, which is really pretty wild. Okay, so I wrote that in high school, and then I put it out. Maybe it was high school, maybe it wasn't high school, but whatever. I wrote it way before I put it out 10 months ago. So that's it's an old song that I wrote. But anyway, so it's kind of crazy. Now, Rabbit Hole Called Life. So real quick, I'm going to play this song. Hopefully y'all can hear it. But I'm going to play it real quick so y'all can hear it. But you can also go to my YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button so I can get some more subscribers on that. But we're going to play my song called Rabbit Hole. So here we go. It's like, hold on. It's okay. Now I have to start it over because. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Of course, it's gonna be glitchy, ain't it? Let's get it. Oh, fucking this shit off. Going down this rabbit hole last night. Go fucking life. Alright, the YouTube's gonna fuck it up right now. Plus, in this song, I used Unsolved Mysteries entrance theme in it. Rabbit hole, called life. Alright, so that's a little bit glimpse of it. So I'm not going to play the whole song. It's like a minute and something long, so it's not that long. The song's a minute 47 long. But it's basically me talking about, going down this rabbit hole called life. Anyway, so I just think it's kind of interesting that I had put out something 10 months ago about the White Rabbit thing. And I also have, I used the White Rabbit in this song too, called Repetition of Reputation. And I've got one called A Strain of Evil, which is using a picture of a creepy old rabbit, which is also Alice in Wonderland themed. And White Rabbit, I got another album with a creepy rabbit, and this is called Blood on the Floor. And I got one that's called Razor Blade at Life's Throat with the bunny rabbit being seen. Nails Above Your Bed with the bunny rabbit being seen. Also put out an album called Life Lost EP. That's on the channel. That's Alice falling down into a digital rabbit hole with like cell phone and computer falling with her, whatever. So so kind of crazy. And then a medieval thing is a white rabbit in the doorway of the building. Let's see. Even on Exorcist, I have the rabbits on each side of the picture. And then on my other album, there's an album called Xylophone, which is cellophane in German. So it's got the white rabbit as well and pictured in it. So I'm not saying it's me or nothing, but I'm just saying it is kind of crazy. It's just wild that 10 months ago that I was doing this and doing this whole white rabbit thing. So it's kind of cool, like, something that I deal with my music and my art. And I'm about to, something's about to be on WWE TV about it. So, or not about me, you know what I'm saying? I'm literally telling you this isn't me. I'm just saying it's kind of funny, it's kind of weird, and it's got me excited. But it has nothing to do with me, obviously. But obviously, of course, we all stole the White Rabbit thing from somewhere, and that's Alice in Wonderland. But like, I don't know. I'm just really excited to see what's gonna happen, and how it's gonna play out. Just in general, just need to see this quick. Not quick, but I want it to take its time that it needs to, because when they did what they did with Bray Wyatt in the beginning, that was perfect, because he was big in the beginning, and then he went to WrestleMania, the WrestleMania 30 that I went to live. When I went to WrestleMania 30, when he lost, like, the crowd went, like, it was the crowd was half and half. Of course, people want to see John Cena win, and then a lot of people want to see Bray win, but like, Bray lost, right? I actually was emotional about that. I was like, God dang it, his first, like, a big time match at WrestleMania, whatever. But that was also the year I cried because seeing Undertaker loses to Brock Lesnar, but everybody was crying that day. But with that, the next day on Raw, Bray Wyatt was the biggest thing you'd ever seen, because he lost to damn John Cena. So, ever since then, Bray Wyatt has been a big deal. And if they don't bring back Bray Wyatt, or if they can't bring back Bray Wyatt, oh man, we've been wanting something that's never going to come back. Oh, it makes me feel like CM Punk again. We all thought CM Punk wasn't coming back and doing something or whatever, and he did. He eventually did. Now we have Paige back. Paige is back in the WWE. I mean, not WWE. I mean AEW. Sorry about that. I'm talking about the WWE now. So now, now I'm crossbreed. Now I'm crossing two companies together. But whatever. So, like, we've got some big things happening, and AEW will not stop with these big things. We had the Great Muta come back and all that stuff, and like, and also Aleister Black. This is something else I forgot to talk about. Aleister Black, Malachi Black, whatever you want to call him. He is leaving AEW, of course. He's done with AEW. Which is kind of sad, because I like the House of Black. I like all that. I just like him in general, because Tommy End, I used to watch him as Tommy End before he was Aleister Black, before he was Malachi Black, before he was anything like that. And I watched him as Tommy End, and it was just amazing. I loved him. I've always loved him. So he could be affiliated with this whole White Rabbit as well. So I could see a freaking faction of like Bray Wyatt, Karrion Kross, Malachi Black, Scarlett, and Alexa Bliss being in the group. I could see that. That's my prediction. Something like that's going to happen. But I'm not really sure. So no one's sure about it. So we're all just like, we're all lingering in like, purgatory here, just thinking about what it could be and everything like that. So, no one really knows. So it's something to think about. Really is. It's something to think about. Like, what is going on with this White Rabbit thing? Is there a connection to Bray Wyatt? Is there a connection to anybody else? But there is a connection to Karrion Kross, because, like I said, Lucha Underground, he was the White Rabbit. And the whole hourglass being seen and the images and all these different images and shit like that. But Extreme Rules in the background has a lantern and fireflies and stuff like that. So, and then when this feed your head is going on, right, and you're looking at the picture right here on my podcast, you see this creepy rabbit, which was literally posted on what was it, Instagram or Twitter or wherever, of this, and this is the Bray Wyatt artist. This guy's working with Bray Wyatt. It says feed your head. This was also on the same man's thing, right? So there's got to be connections to this Bray Wyatt. It has to be Bray Wyatt. The connections. I mean, it can be multiple people, but you know, also the Riptide has something to do with Rhea Ripley. But maybe Bray Wyatt is going to come back and have a new group, and they're going to take out the Judgment Day, or at some point, Royal Rumble, probably WrestleMania, I don't know, somewhere big right there, you've got the Judgment Day versus whatever they're going to call this new group that's coming out. That's what I think, okay? I think there's going to be something big with this, but, you know, we have some big shows coming up, but, you know, everything's, you know, the Demon thing, but Demon could mean Finn Balor, yes, but also, Demon, another word for Demon is Fiend, so you got that. And then, you know, the Riptide being Rhea Ripley, and then that's all this other stuff, you know, but that could be just like who he's going, but that could just be who he's going after first, you know, like the Rhea Ripleys, the Damian Priest, all that stuff. He could be just going after them first or whatever. So, but I just think it's going to be a new group, and they're going to come out and take out the Judgment Day or whatever, and it's going to be Bray Wyatt or whatever. But that has been the Format. Peace by the Format is out.